asking. Hope my week is going well. Thank you. It is. It's going really, really well. It sure is. I'm glad to be back on our regularly scheduled time. So yeah. Why I can't see this? New viewers, this, that, and the third. Okay, boom. I'm trying to see. They updated this app and I don't know what it's doing. But we'll wait and see what it's doing. Well, come on in, you guys, and welcome to Work It Out Wednesday. I am Nurse C, a blessed RN, and this is our, what is it, bi-weekly or twice weekly study session of all things dosage calculations. So whether you're a nursing student or pre-med, pharmacy, optometry, dental, anybody who's got to figure out how much meds to give safely, you are welcome here. Y'all let me know what kind of program you're in once you come in, and let's get those double taps going. Double tap, double tap. Share the live. Let them know. We're here. Regularly scheduled program. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. Let's get it started. LPN program in August. Okay, that's what's up. Not too far away. You ready? Pharmacy. Hey, are you a pharmacy technician or in pharmacy school? Hey, Michaela. I feel like such a bad mom sometimes because I call my kids the wrong name. Like, am I the only mom who does that? BSN starting in the fall. Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome. It's cool to see how like everybody starts because people start at different times. So I know I'm in Alabama. So if you want, let me know where you're tuning in from too. So I'm in Alabama and our semesters for like the normal kind of like fall, spring, and summer, they start in August and it ends in December, then starts back in January and ends in May. And then that little summer session is from like May to August where it starts again. Yeah. I'm in third semester. Okay, RNBSN. That's what's up. Not in a program yet in prepping. That's okay. That's what you need to do. In Georgia, Los Angeles. I've been watching your lives and practicing with you, and I passed my dosage yesterday. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yay! I know you're excited to have it done. Congratulations. Big up, big ups. All right. I'm gonna let a few more people come in. Let us get these lights going. Let's get the lights flowing. Let's stimulate the algorithm. And also, I want to let you know, this is on YouTube. Hey YouTube, how you doing? Um, so after we get done and you want to revisit some of the questions that I've done tonight, you may do so. It will be on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. So right there. Okay. What are y'all looking for tonight? What is your most prominent fear of dosage calculation? Let me know in the comments. I just got accepted into the nursing program in Memphis. Okay, then Memphis. This is your second try. Okay, good. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Excited. What type of program? Ooh, let's see what we got. All right, you guys. I'm about to start with some metric. I like to start off easy and then lower the boom. What can't switch to a different aspect ratio seen during the live recording? Why not? Come on. Well, isn't that something? Well, we'll make it work this time. Your channel is saving grace. Thank you. I'm glad it's helping. Weight-based sometimes can be intimidating. Those are my favorite, my absolute favorite. Love doing weight-based. Third semester at Nightingale. Loves your lives. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. It's nice to see you. Nightingale. That's one of the common names I've been seeing pop up. Nightingale, Galen. It's like, okay, so cool to be like in the online community and seeing different schools, and I'm like, oh, I've heard that. I've heard that. So I'm in Alabama. I went to UAB. For my bachelor's, I went to a community college, Slauson State, whoop, whoop, for my LPN and my associates. So there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm excited for all of you guys. All right, so as soon as it lets me link my iPad to this, we can get started. All righty. I passed my exam. Oh my gosh, Alexis Meadows. That's awesome. Y'all, girl, make me cry. Like this whole week, it's been full. So after we get done, we can start back doing nurse chat. I've done it before. I had stopped and a whole bunch of things have happened. But last night I worked my last shift in the hospital, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Alrighty, and let's see here. We're gonna put this right here, and we'll move me right here. And I hope that everybody can see. And let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So, congratulations to everybody on their success in your entrance to nursing school, your nursing journey, whatever it is that part of the path that you're on. I'm so excited for you. Don't let it die. You know what I'm saying? Remember why you want to be a nurse and what you're doing it for, and don't let anybody stop you from doing what it is that you want to do, especially dosage, which is numbers and letters, and we're going to see how to solve it as a puzzle. Okay. How does it feel for the last shift? It was bittersweet. It was very bittersweet, but we'll talk. Okay, so this is pounds and ounces, and we want to go to kilograms, right? Right. So we know that there are conversions for pounds to kilograms, right? And for ounces to pounds. So when you see these weight-based questions or pediatric patient questions, you'll sometimes see, oh, the baby was 15 pounds and 4 ounces. You're like, how much is that? So you'll have to change it all to pounds, and then you can go to kilograms. You can't do pounds and ounces and then go to kilograms. So what we'll need to do is write down our puzzle pieces on the side. Okay, so we know that 1 pound is 16 ounces and 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, right? Know it front to back. Your metric conversions are going to be the absolute solid foundation that you need for success in dosage calculations. So if you're starting, like some people said that they've got accepted and they're going to be starting soon in the fall or whenever, learn your metric conversions. Okay. All right. So now we need to go from ounces to pounds. So we need to figure out how many pounds is this, okay? So, like I said, is this, okay? So, like I said, wants to start doing this garbage tonight. Every time we get on and get a good session going, it wants to come in and come out. But I'm still here. If y'all are still here, I'm still here. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll start with the puzzle piece that has the pounds in it. Okay. So that's this one, right? Can y'all see? Did it start doing it? Are we still here? Okay, I had to test it out and see. All right, so pounds. So we know that 1 pound is 16 ounces, right? So the name of the game is to put the units on the top and on the bottom. They cross out. Everything has to cross out except for your goal, which is what you're looking for. So we want everything to cross out except for pounds. So we already got pounds. So these ounces have got to go. So I'll use my ounces from here. So 4 ounces, and it's not with anything. It's just 1, right? Anything over 1 is going to be itself. This is also just a placeholder to show you that that's part of the numbers that's at the top, because we're going to multiply across the top, we multiply across the bottom, and then we divide the top by the bottom. So write your units out by your numbers, because that's where the juice is, that's where the sauce is, that's where the magic is. You don't know which units to cross out if you don't write them by your numbers, can you? All right, so everything is gone now except for pounds. So we'll do 4, and then 16 times 1 is 16. So that's going to be 0.25. I did that in my head, so I'm going to double check myself. Yep, it's right. So 0.25 pounds, right? So now we can combine like terms, and we'll add this to our 15 pounds, right? So we got 15 pounds. That is the other part of our weight. So in total now we have 15.25 pounds. That's what 15 pounds and 4 ounces equals, right? So now we need to go to our kilograms. So if we're looking for kilograms, we're going to start with kilograms. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Okay. Now we need to put our pounds at the top so that they'll cross out with the pounds that's on the bottom. So 15.25 pounds, and it's not with anything. We'll put it over 1. So you cross it out, and now you're left with kgs. So 15.25 divided by 2.2 equals 6.93181818, whatever. Okay, so kgs. I don't know how your instructor wants you to round your weights. Usually I just do 2 decimal places, but you do it however Hesse, ATI, your professor, whoever's going to pass you on this test tells you to do it, okay? So that's how you do that. You convert your pounds and ounces to strictly pounds, and then you can go to kilograms. Does that kind of make sense how we did this and how we set it up with dimensional analysis? If it makes sense to you, put a 1 in the comments. I wish you tutored for everything else like fluids and electrolytes. No. This is my baby. This is my baby. This is where I know what I know how to conveniently and passionately express and break down. Like, is there a way to put it together, Alexis? So no, because there's not a conversion like to like slice it together. You got to change your pounds to your kilograms first. I missed a step. Okay. And wait, where'd the 15 go? The 15 went right there. So after you change your ounces to pounds, which was 0.25 pounds, then you add your 15 to it, and then you have 15.25. And then you can go to your kilograms. Yeah. And hey, Nurse Kevin, I didn't see you sneak in here giving gifts. I didn't see all these other gifts. Thank you so much. Y'all, so listen up. If you are new here, or if you're old here, if you start in school or you in school already, know that when you start school, you absolutely have to begin practicing for your NCLEX. And that's going to help you with all of these nursing style questions. It's going to help you with your exams. It's going to help you with your studying and knowing what to look for, what to break down. And let me tell you, Nurse Kevin is going to be your guide to help you do all of that. Okay, so his name is the Boot Nurse on all social media platforms. He goes on live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30, because I think he's in Texas, so Central Time as well. So log in. I know you're not at NCLEX yet. We getting through it, but I guarantee you it's gonna help you with some of your nursing style questions that are on your exam. Because before you got to nursing school, had you ever in the ever seen these type of questions where you have a whole bunch of right ones, but you need to figure out the most right and how to critically think? That's gonna help you. Okay. All right. So BSA, body surface area. A lot of times you're going to find the body surface area for your pediatric patients, okay? So you have two different types of formulas. You have the metric system, then you have the US system of measure. So what you would do is just simply plug in your height. So it'll be kilograms times your centimeters divided by 3,600, or your height in inches times your weight in pounds over 31. I think I got that right. Meter squared. I might have it backwards. I gotta double check. So BSA is gonna be measured in meter squared. So what you would do is either choose one or the other. Some people's schools have a preference on metric. Some people don't even care, but you have two different options, okay? So let's do, since we have pounds and inches and feet, let us do this one, okay? All right. So if we've got pounds, so your meters squared is going to be the square root, right, over 31. So our pounds is already 230 pounds. And then we need to find the height in inches. So we can do a conversion. All right. So let's see. We know that 1 foot is 12 inches, right? So we have 5 feet and 11 inches. So those 5 feet have to be converted. And I think my head's in the way. My bad. So those 5 feet have to be converted to inches. Then you add your inches together. So if you're looking for inches, we'll do 12 inches is 1 foot. We've got 5 feet over 1. Your feet cross out, and that's going to be 60 inches, right? So then you've got 11 inches, right? So we'll add all of our inches together, and that's going to be 71 inches. All right, so 71 inches times 230 pounds divided by 31, and then you take the square root. So a lot of people ask, do you need a fancy smancy calculator? No, you do not. You see this one? Little cute, little bubbly, clickety clackety type deal, because that's me. I am she. This is me, right? So this is all you need: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then the square root button is going to help you do these type of problems. So we'll do 71 times 230 divided by 31 equals, and it'll be like 5.215 and all these numbers, right? And then you hit square root, and then that's that. 2.283 meters squared. So I'm not a fan of memorizing formulas in dosage calculations, but this one you're gonna have to. That and your what's it called? Your Fahrenheit to Celsius and your Celsius to Fahrenheit. You'll have to remember those type of problems. So that's just something you can't get around. But this other stuff, you can do it the exact same way without having to remember anything. So let's look at this. Doctor orders an IV drip for a child that weighs 88 pounds. The safe dosage range for this medicine is 5 to 20 micrograms per kilogram per minute. What is the safe dose range for this child? So this is kind of like one of those pediatric safe doses problems. Okay, and it is not the full thing, but partial. So you'll see some of these, and then you'll see some of them where they give you an order, they give you the child's weight, and then they give you the safe dose range, and they want you to break it all the way down. But this is what I want to show you. So when you have a safe dose range, a range is limits, right? You have a lower limit and you have an upper limit. We are looking for the green zone. What is deemed to be safe, that is the maximum and minimum amount that you could give, okay? So if the doctor orders a drip, who knows what it is, don't even matter right now, for a patient that weighs 88 pounds, what has been already established is that they can get 5 to 20 micrograms per kilogram per minute. So we need to know what is the lowest amount that they can receive per minute and what is the most that they can receive. So we're going to set up this problem. And this is also a weight base because you have to use the patient's weight to calculate a dose. So what we'll do is we'll take the minimum, which is going to be 5 mics per kilogram per minute, and we'll find out how much that is. And then we'll take the maximum, right? I was looking at some old videos and came across the bolus. Can you do a sample problem of that? Yes, I'll do a bolus problem. All right. So what we'll do is 5 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Okay. So that's the lowest amount that they can receive. So now we've got our patient's weight, which is in pounds. And a lot of people is like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and convert the weight because I know how to do that. It's divided by 2.2. I don't touch anything. I don't convert anything. All of my information, if I can help it, I just put it into the equation because I don't want to do too many steps, because the more steps that you take, the more mistakes you're likely to make, right? So I'm going to just leave it as it is. So I know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, right? So then we have 88 pounds is how much the patients weigh. And everything is crossing out except for how many micrograms per minute that our patient can have. So that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So 5 times 88, which is going to be 440 micrograms, over 2.2, because all of those invisible ones at the bottom, they're just ones. So it's going to be 440 divided by 2.2, which is going to be 200 micrograms per minute, right? So I wanted to write that out to show you that we multiply across the top and we multiply across the bottom and we divide the top by the bottom. But remember my philosophy, the more steps that you take, the more mistakes that you can make. So I keep everything in my calculator because on some of these weight-based problems, you can get into like 6 digits or longer, right? So if you don't put a 0 in, we know that a 0 holds a place, and that can greatly alter your answer. You either get a really big number or a really small number. And you're like, wait a minute, this is not right. So I'll do 5 times 88 and then divide, and then everything on the bottom I press divide. I only have 2.2 because the ones don't matter, so divided by 2.2, and I press the equal sign one time and I got the same thing, which is going to be 200. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing that we did with the 5 with the 20. We will do the same thing to the 20 that we did with the 5. I don't know what I was saying. Anywho, so 20 micrograms over kilograms per minute, right? And then we got 1 kilogram over 2.2 pounds. So your kilograms cross out. Cross your units out as you go, okay? And make sure that you write your units. So then we've got 88 pounds. It's not with anything. It's by itself. So we'll put it over 1, and then that is it. Everything is now gone except for how many micrograms per minute that our patient can receive. So 20 times 88 divided by 2.2, which is going to be 800 micrograms per minute. So we know that the least amount they can receive is 200 and the most they can receive is 800. So this will be considered the safe zone, okay? So anything less than 200 would not be safe, right? And anything that is more than 800 would not be safe. So that's what it means when it wants you to find a safe dose. They want you to see what the green zone is, what is acceptable to give the patient. So then on other problems, when they say the doctor has ordered 500 micrograms per minute daily or whatever, and then you have your safe zone, which is 200 to 800, because that 500 fits inside of that safe zone, it would be considered safe. So anything that's less than 200 or more than 800 would be unsafe. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I want to throw that in because it's like sometimes you have to hit baby steps and see what is it that this question is asking me. And it helps you to kind of develop your thinking process. All right. So let's do another one. Safe dose, right? So the doctor orders drug A, 350 milligrams IV every 4 hours. The child weighs 35 pounds. The safe dose range for this medicine is 25 to 75 micrograms per kilogram per day. Is this a safe dose for this patient? So we're going to use what it is that we just did, and we're going to see what the green zone is, which is going to be the safe zone, and see does that order fit inside the safe zone. Hey, Mimi Panini, I see you done snuck in here. I just took my dosage calc exam today for my last prereq. I hoping I can pass, I can apply. Okay, let me know. Let me know, T. Let me know. I pray that you did well. All right. And y'all we got 3.5 thousand likes. Let's see, can we get to 7? Okay. All right, so boom. First thing that we do is find the safe zone. A lot of people want to say, well, what do I do with 350? You don't touch it, okay? Because that's what we're going to use against, okay? We need to find the green zone and see where does 350 fit into it. Is it inside the green zone? Then it's safe. If it's outside the green zone, then it's not safe, okay? So we'll use our 25 milligrams per kilogram per day, right? And then our patient's weight is 35 pounds. So I know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. And then I can put my 35 pounds that my patient weighs over 1. So kilograms cross out, pounds cross out, and then I'm left with how much per day that they can give. Because on this one, it did not tell me how much to divide it up between. It just tells me the whole amount that I need for the entire day. Milligrams per kilogram per day, right? So now we're left with milligrams per day. Do y'all see how we're setting these up, and it's telling you on the top and what's on the bottom about the whole scope of it? You have to look at the units and they'll tell you so much. Took my dosage exam today, didn't pass because I ran out of time, 3 minutes per question. Oh, okay, then well, we've got to get better at setting it up and getting through them, because I know sometimes it's a lot of information to try to kind of weed through, especially with the fluff that they throw in there. So hopefully we can fix that problem, Sid the Squid. All right, so now we'll do our calculator. So 25 times 35 divided by 2.2. All right, so that's 397.72 and 72 and it repeats, right? All right, so that's milligrams per day. So we'll do how much is the max that they can receive. So 75 milligrams per kilogram per day. Do it the exact same way. 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. And then our patient weighs 35 pounds over 1. Kilograms cross out, pounds cross out. Now you have milligrams per day. So then we'll do 75 times 35 divided by 2.2. So that is this much, 0.18, and that's going to be repeating, right? All right. And then Miss Nashonda Grant, she rounded, so cool. If they want you to round and they tell you how to round, do it. If not, this is just showing you what I got on my calculations, and we just kept 2 decimal spaces afterwards. All right, so we've done our calculations now. We know that the least amount is 397.72. And the most that they can get is 1,193.18, right? So that is the safe zone. So 350 milligrams every 4 hours. So 350 milligrams is one dose, okay? That is one time dose. We are to give one dose every 4 hours. Yet that 4 hours is your frequency. Your frequency is how many times in a day will you give that one dose. So if you have 24 hours in a day and you give it every 4 hours, so 24 divided by 4 is going to be 6, right? So 6 doses is in a day. So if you do 350 times 6, that's going to give you the total amount in a day. So 350 times 6 is going to be 2100, is 397.72, and the most is 1193. Is the dose that has been ordered safe? Nope, 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 nope. It's too much, isn't it? Too much. Gonna kill that poor little baby's kidneys or liver or whatever the drug is that's been ordered and how it's metabolized. Right, it's too much. So, are we understanding the way that we look for a safe zone and then we use what's ordered and see does it fit in? These questions don't have to be scary. We just got to know what we're talking about. And it kind of helps to know what it is that you're talking about, right? As a nurse, are you always double checking the med orders? So yeah, and then a lot of the times as you give these medicines, because I'm not a pediatric nurse, so a lot of the weight-based stuff doesn't happen with me. Oh no, my camera's gonna die. But I'll still be here. So if the camera goes out, I'm still here. Anywho, so a lot of the times you see what's been ordered and you always see, you're like, okay, boom, boom, boom. And then you'll see something out of the ordinary. You call pharmacy and like, hey, wait a minute. But the only thing that's really weight-based that's on the floor, because I'm a med-surg nurse, I was an ortho nurse. I worked my last shift last night. Oh my God. But yeah, heparin drips. What else is weight-based that's on the floor? That's really, and bivalirudin, which is kind of like a cousin to it. That's the really most common ones that I saw that I dealt with, and you have to make sure that the dose, that's the weight that is used for the dose is accurate, especially when they come in during admission. And yeah, so it would behoove you very much so to check behind some stuff, because like the system that I worked for, we had the system go down. We were on paper charts. So, a lot of people was like, I don't know what to do. And just like the pharmacist is a human, the doctor is a human. Sometimes they write for stuff that's not right, and you have to like, hey, that don't look right. How long and how often do you go live for Dosage Count? I come on here for about an hour and a half, do a couple of problems on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. I'm getting back to regularly scheduled program because it was the summertime and we had some life changes. I'll tell y'all about it. So do y'all want to do another weight-based safe dose, or do we want to get into something else? Can we get another BSA problem too? Yeah, I gotta find it. I gotta pull it out the bag. And Saturdays and Mondays and Thursdays. Mimi, I was trying to give y'all the best that I got because I wasn't coming on like I was scheduled to do, because like I said, I had a lot of life changes. So if you haven't been on my channel, I invite you to my channel, to my YouTube, and to my TikTok, and see that I have a non-emergency medical transportation business with wheelchair vans. And so that's been growing rapidly. So from the bedside to the roadside, just another aspect of patient care. All right, so a patient who weighs 27 kilograms has been prescribed drug T 100 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours by mouth for a fever. Recommended safe dose range is 10 to 15 milligrams per kilogram per dose. Calculate the acceptable dose range for it and determine if the prescribed dose is safe. All right, so we want to see what is the green zone and does the order for drug T fit inside of it, right? So what we'll do is look at our safe dose range. So we know that we have 10 milligrams per kilogram, and that is per dose. That is how many milligrams in one dose is going to be acceptable. Okay, so now we've got our patient's weight, which is already in kilograms, so it'll be 27 kilograms over 1. So if your weight is already in the units that's in your order, like in some of the weight base, people still want to put 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. You have to do that. If it's already in kilograms, you just put your kilograms on the top, put it over 1, and cross your units out, okay? So just pay attention to your units. And then that's it. Your kilograms cross out, and it's going to give you how many milligrams per dose. So we'll do 10 times 10 times 27. So that'd be 270 milligrams per dose, right? And my camera died. Let's see. Hey, here's another one. All right, boom. So now we can do 15 milligrams. So 15 milligrams per kilogram per dose. Okay, times 27 kgs. Over 1, your kgs cross out. So 15 times 27 is 405 milligrams per dose. All right. So what is our safe zone? Our safe zone is 270 to 405, right? And that's milligrams per dose, not a day. That is for 1 dose. So what is our order? 100 milligrams. That's 1 dose that you would give every 4 to 6 hours, okay? So our ordered dose is 100 milligrams. So this is our safe zone. So anything less is unsafe, anything more is unsafe. Is this safe? Here we go. Look crazy. Nope. It's not safe. Good job. So you said, how do you find that safe range? Okay, so the safe range is this. So what we did was we took the 10 and we put it right here by itself. And then we took the 15 and we put that one right there. So the 10 was the least that you can have. The 15 was the most that you can have. And then you use your patient's weight, which is already in kilograms. And you multiply it and divide, which would just be multiplying across the top and dividing by 1. Anything over 1 is going to be itself. And that's how we got 270 to 405. Yep. Hey, just went on a rant about how my chem class saying I won't need it to convert meds, and here it is. Boom. Yep. And boom, there it is. Blah down. But Yeah, that's how we on a we start at 8 o'clock Central Time. I start with a couple of conversions and then we up the ante. So I'll have more on Sunday. If y'all want just a session with strict conversions, y'all let me know. I'm trying to see how best I can serve you guys because just for you, I know how to do it. Let me know. And oh, we got to 7,000. Thank you for getting to our goal. Let's see if we can get to 10. And make sure you share the lives, y'all. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. And also, I want to say that if you missed earlier and you wanted to go over some of the problems that I've done at the beginning, then my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN, it's the same name. It will have the replay. We're live right now. Hey, YouTube. So once we get done, then you'll be able to go and look at the replay. You're welcome, Blessed Strawberry. You have a good night, too. We're learning this in class right now. Good. Good. Practicing for the T's test. Okay, that's awesome. So I think future RN prep on here. She does good T's review, and Jakara Lewis. Jakara Lewis. Lewis. She's really good at math too. And she has a TikTok and a YouTube. So my favorite, because somebody asked me earlier about weight base. I can do these all day long, okay? So this is, it looks a little bit complicated, but we're going to look at it like a puzzle because everything we're going to do is not math. We're going to do it as a puzzle, okay? So drug X, 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per day, every 6 hours has been ordered for a patient that weighs 20 kilograms. And then we got a med error. So drug X is available in the concentration of 10 milligrams per 2 milliliters. How many milliliters per dose will be administered? Okay. What? Practicing my T's test. You're wonderful. Also, okay, ma'am, this is new. Where's all the pink? Mimi, it wouldn't let me switch my screen, so I'm stuck. But TikTok Live Studio did something different, and I don't know. I don't know. Just deal with it tonight. All the pink will be back. I promise you. Look, pink ain't going nowhere. You see all my pink. So yeah. So what we'll do after we read the question is find the goal. That is the first thing. What is this asking me to find? Nothing more and nothing less. Okay. So what is the question asking us? What is our goal? Y'all let me know in the comments, okay? Hey, I'm so late, but I'm here. I need this today. I've got a dose cal quiz tomorrow. Hey, it's okay. But remember, if you came in late, why did I had this on silent? If you came in late, you can always review on my YouTube channel. All right, so the goal is, boom, milliliter per dose. So we want milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom, okay? That is what we want our equation to look like. Make sure you give it everything that it's asking for, not just milliliter per dose, because they can also ask you milliliter per day or for how many days, okay? So this one, just to know, for one dose of medicine, how many milliliters are we going to give it? Right, it's per dose, okay? So PPP, not the loan that they gave during COVID that I need now so I can give me some more Vans. But patient's weight, your prescription, and the product. That's all you need for your weight-based problems. So our patient's weight is 20 kgs, okay? Our prescription is 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per day. Now look, let's pause for a second. Our goal wants us to have milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. So that means our puzzle pieces are going to have a dose in it, right? Because everything on the top, on the bottom got to cross out except for milliliter and dose. So this part right here is about how many days. So if it has a day in the problem and it's asking you in the order and it's asking you to find how much per dose, then that is when you would need to use this every 6 hours part, which is your frequency. And remember, we said a frequency is how often that you give one dose in the day, right? So 24 divided by 6 is going to be 4. So we know that there are 4 doses in one day. And then your last P is your product, which is your medicine, right? So 10, and I'm in the way. Yeah. All right. 10 milligrams over 2 milliliters. All right. Boom. So now we can start our puzzle. Okay. I start with what I'm looking for because people say, well, I don't know how to set it up, where to begin, what to put on the top, what to put on the bottom. Okay. So don't we see that there is, I can't even see myself. Ha. Okay. So don't we see at the top that there is a milliliter, right? That's what you want to start with. Start with what it is that you are looking for. And I do it the same way every single time. So this puzzle piece right here has my milliliters in it. So when you're doing a puzzle in real life and you empty out the box, don't the pieces fall everywhere? They don't just fall in line, right? So you have to pick them up and you have to kind of flip them and move them around to fit how you want them to fit. It's the same theory, okay? So we can put 2 mLs on the top and 10 milligrams on the bottom if we need our milliliters to go to the top, okay? So we'll do 2 mLs over 10 mgs, okay? So now we've got 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per day because I had my milligrams at the bottom. I needed my milligrams to go to the top so I can cross it out. Boom, boom. Okay, so now I've got kilograms and days at the bottom. I don't need either one of those. I need dose, right? So I put my 20 kilograms and it's by itself. It's living single, right? It's by itself. Boom, put it over 1. Kilograms is now gone. And now I'm left with day at the bottom. So this puzzle piece right here has my days in it, right? So remember, I can flip and flop, rotate it, whatever you want to call, to match my units, right? So I got day at the bottom. I need day at the top. So in one day, there are 4 doses. And now my days cross out and everything is gone except for milliliter at the top and dose at the bottom. Ta-da! And we just solved the puzzle. And now we can do some math. That's it. So we'll do 2 times 2.5 times 20. I get to the end of the line. I'm not going to put the 1 in because it doesn't make a difference. And I'm going to hit divide. And then we'll do 10 divide 4 equals 2.5 milliliters per dose. What y'all think about it? Yes? Okay. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Talk to me now. Loved it. Big purr. New formula for me, but I'm getting it. And see, it's not a formula. It's not a formula. So with these right here, they don't have a formula to it. The only thing that really has formulas are your flow rate, your IV flow rate, and your drip rate. They have a constant formula, but others you just kind of have to use the math to get what it is that you're looking for, which is desire over half times volume. So that would be your formula. But this is just setting up your units, crossing out your units to get what it is that you're looking for, which is milliliter at the top and dose at the bottom. Those problems always get me, but this help. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Late, but okay, well, hey. You can watch this video again on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN, and it's other problems like this that are like broken down by themselves. So if you don't want to watch the long session, because I don't know how long we'll be on here, but those problems are broken down for you. Okay. Is this for RN or LPN? It's for both. It's for both. How did I get 24 divided by 4? So 24 divided by 4. I don't see 24 divided by 4. Do you mean 24 divided by 6? Is that what you're talking about? It's about matching up your units. I wish I saw this yesterday. Oh man, I'm glad you're here today. Also, start with what you're looking for. Yep. Okay, the 24 divided by 6. Okay, so remember. So this is going to help you figure it out, because a lot of people say, well, what do I need to use? What is the fluff and what is not? So sometimes the frequency, which is this, that's the frequency. Sometimes that is not needed. It's just included because that's part of a complete order. You have the name of the drug, the strength of it, the route, which is the way that it's given, the frequency, and then oftentimes they leave out the duration, which is how long they want them to have the therapy. But that will be part of a complete order. So the frequency is how often that you give one dose. So you see, let me kind of erase some of this stuff. So this is your order, right? It tells you that in one day, the patient can have 2.5 milligrams per kilogram of their body weight. But we cannot give that all at one time, okay? You're going to kill their kidneys. You're going to kill their liver, right? You have to break it up so it can be metabolized out. So you have to divide this every 6 hours. So if there are 24 hours in a day, right? And you divide it by every 6 hours, that means that you can give this 4 times in a day. So that means it's 4 doses in one day. So that's why we use the frequency in this one, because we were looking for how many milliliters you would give in a dose. This tells us how much we can give in the entire day. So we had to break that thing down and say, for one time in one dose, this is how much you can give. Yay! I love it. And all you're getting, get understanding. Yes, Jesus. These are my absolute favorites to do. I can do these upside down, backwards, eyes closed. I love these, right? So yeah, weight-based problems. Now we're going to use the puzzle method for every one. I sound like Aretha Franklin. Do I? I don't know. I'm trying to hear, like, what does Aretha Franklin sound like in my head? Okay. All right. So drug M, 750 milligrams. Available is a gram vial of drug M powder, right? Add 2.5 milliliters of sterile water to yield an approximate volume of 3 milliliters, which is 330 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters will the nurse administer? So what is our goal? The first thing that we're going to do after we read it is ask, what is this making us find, right? So it's asking for milliliter, not milliliter per day, not a milliliter per dose. It just says milliliter. So that's what we're looking for, okay? Boom. So this, my friends, is called a reconstitution problem. So reconstitution just simply means you have a powder and we need to add a liquid, which is called a diluent, to it. It could be normal saline, it could be bacteriostatic water, which is sterile water, whatever. So that you put it together, you shake it, and you make it a liquid so that you can give it to the patient, right? So you will never, ever, ever in the ever of evers get these wrong again after tonight, because I want you to do one thing. Concentrate on the concentration. After it's reconstituted, What is the milligram per milliliter? What is the units per milliliter? What is the grams per milliliter? What are the milli equivalents? What are the little floaty pieces that's floating around in the water per volume? So the mass per volume, which is going to be this part right here. So how much water that you add to it, that's not your business right now. That's fluff. That's fluff. And how big the vial is, that's fluff too. We don't care how big it is. What we want to do is concentrate on how many milligrams per milliliter is made after we add this stuff to it. So what is our ordered dose? Our ordered dose is 750 milligrams. Then what's our concentration after it's been been reconstituted? It's 330 milligrams per milliliter. All right, so those are our puzzle pieces. It's asking us to find milliliters, right? So we'll use this puzzle piece. I'm gonna put my milliliter on the top because that's what I'm looking for. I start with what I'm looking for always. And then we've got milligram on the bottom. I need milligram on the top. I'll use this puzzle piece right here. I'll do 750 milligrams. It's not with anything. I put it over 1. Boom. Cross it out, and then we got 750 divided by 330, which is going to be 2.27. All right, so rounding time. Let us round this to the nearest tenths place. So 1 decimal place. What would our answer be? If we were to round this to the nearest tenths place. Yay, y'all got it right. Boom. It's easy. You just do 750 over 330. Yep. So the rule is to always round to the tenths place when not specified. Breezy, I don't know. Different places have different rules. So you follow the rules that they give you. Whoever's going to pass or fail you, you follow their rules. So like on here, I just kind of leave it open so that we can practice. Because what if we were rounding to the nearest whole number? What would our answer be? And see, we can use these numbers to practice. All right, so that 2.5 milliliters was just fluff. It was freak frag nabbit fluff. Do you hear me? So what is the rule for reconstitution? We are going to concentrate on the concentration. We don't care how much has been added. We don't care how big the vial is. We don't care how many times you shake it up upside down on a handstand. All of that stuff does not matter. We want to concentrate on the concentration, and it says to yield an approximate volume. Okay, that's okay. Boom, 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 boom. Fluff, 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 fluff. This is what we want. Okay, so you get it wrong now. That's on you, because I told you the secret to success. Concentrate on the concentration, not on the handstand. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to drive it in, trying to make it make sense. Make it make sense, sis. Okay. So it does. Okay. Oh, here's another. What is this? Weight based. So milliliter per dose type of question. So let's look at it. It's a peds weight base. So a nurse is preparing to administer drug B, 30 milligrams per kilogram per day by mouth, divided into equal doses every 8 hours to a patient who weighs 40 pounds. Available is drug B, 200 milligrams per 5 milliliters. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? And we're going to round the answer to the nearest tenth. All right, my good friends, what is our goal? What are we looking for? Shout out to all 131 people that's rocking with me this night. Well, 32 for the comeback. Because I've been MIA. But here we are, and thank you for the gifts that you have been sending. So this new setup on Live Studio, I cannot see the stuff that pops up. So I just looked over there and I'm just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Did not require, but greatly appreciate it. All right. So boom, what we are looking for is what? What is before the question mark? How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? So that is what we're looking for. That's what we want our equation to look like after we get done solving the puzzle, right? Milliliter per dose. So remember, this is weight based. So we got our 3 P's that we're looking for. The patient's weight, which is going to be 40 pounds. And then our prescription, which is 30 milligrams per kilogram per day. So remember, we got our goal has dose in it, right? This order has day in it. So we know we're going to have day and dose somewhere, right? So what do we need to look at? This right here, the frequency. So if you do 24 hours divided by 8 hours, you know we have 3 doses in one day. So 3 doses are going to be in one day. And then our last P is the medicine, right? So 200 milligrams per 5 milliliters. All right, let's set the problem up. If we are looking for milliliters at the top, that's what we want to start with, right? So I'll take this puzzle piece. 5 ml over 200 milligram, okay? Now we've got milligrams at the bottom. We need milligrams at the top. So 30 mgs per kg per day. And you keep it all together, because in real life, do you have puzzle pieces and cut them to make them fit? No, a puzzle piece is a puzzle piece. It stays together, right? So we'll do milligrams crosses out. Now we've got kilogram and day at the bottom. Both of those are not in our goal, so they got to go. So continuing on, we've got kilograms, but our patient's weight is in pounds this time. So we'll put in our conversion. 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kgs cross out, and then we'll put our pounds over 1, and they cross out. And then the last thing that's left is day, right? So 1 day is 3 doses, right? So in 1 day, you give this medicine 3 times. So everything is gone now except for milliliter at the top, which you started with, and dose at the bottom. 4.5, my pharmacist boyfriend is here helping. You cheated. You cheated. Oh my gosh. But that's okay. Come on, shout out pharmacists. Come on, Pharm D. I know I called a pharmacist. They probably be sick of me. Sick of me. But whatever. I bet you answer the phone. So 5 times 30 times 40 divide 200 divide 2.2 divide by 3. And I got 4.5454545. So let's pay attention now. It says we have to round the answer to the nearest tenth. So we're rounding it to here. We round right. So this right here is 4. So 4 and below, it goes low to the floor. I don't know. So we don't go up to the next one, basically. So it's going to be 4.5 milliliters per dose. Okay? Anybody got any questions about it? Is it making more sense on how to do dimensional analysis? I want to be transparent because I'm going to tell you, I did not like dimensional analysis in school. I hated it. I did not use it. I used ratio and proportion, and like I was a strong math person. You know what I'm saying? So I like to do. But this right here, if you're not good at math, which a lot of people profess that they aren't, or you're not sure, I mean, what else are we doing? We're saying, okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for this. What do we have in our question that we can use? We have this. Well, those. over there. Sorry, the camera's flipped. Okay, the puzzle pieces. Okay, start with your puzzle pieces and line them up. Make sure that all your units are on the top and on the bottom, and everything has to go except for your goal. And that's it. And then the only math that you do is the multiplication and the division that's at the end. Boom, boom, baby. I just started nursing school this week and still confused. It's okay, Milan. These you don't get overnight. You have to work at them, and you've got to look at them. The more that you work at them and that you see them, the more familiar you become with it, and the better that you can do them, and faster. Because somebody said that they only had 3 minutes per question. You have to do these practice problems and Quizlets, and nurselabs.com has extra questions. I have questions that I'm uploading and uploading on my website, which is a blessed RN, so abrntutoring.com/resources. So you've got to do the questions, and they'll come to you as you do them often. Can I be your nurse? No, I'm nobody's nurse right now. I can be your transporter. So yeah. I'm trying to get the comments. I hate it. Jesus, please guide me. He said all you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is ask. Right? And then let's see, covering pound to kilogram. I'm not sure what you mean with that one. Okay, where did you get 2.2 pounds from? Because I'm lost. So Sandy, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So just like 1 day is 24 hours, 1 hour is 60 minutes. You see the relationships that those have? Those are your conversions. So 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Our weight was in pounds this time, but our order requires that you have kilograms. So therefore you have to put in a conversion. And I see I was trying to explain it. I just didn't get down to those comments. My bad. I love it. I tried the desired over half and it didn't work for the complex problems. Exactly. So desired over half is okay and it's easy, but like a video that I previously made, I think recently, when I was like, quit being wishy-washy, you choose one and you stick with it. Because if you do one method and you stick with it and you keep doing it over and over again, it becomes familiar. When you keep trying to add stuff in and convert and do this and lean to your own understanding, then that's when you get mixed up, and that's when it becomes really crazy. So if you like dimensional analysis, if you like the way that we doing this, do it, because you can do it for all of your problems. If you like formulas, that's good. Now I must say you got to be a little bit strong at math, because sometimes you got to find the things that you need to fit in your formula. But if you like it, stick to it. If you like ratio and proportion like I used to love, then stick to it. Do you do this math in your head or really on newer machines? I'm not sure what you're asking me. Carolina. Oh, it's almost like my name. That's what they call me. My name is Carlina, but they add an O in it often. Carolina. Okay, my problem is what numbers to use. Okay, this is really helpful. Okay, cool. I'm glad that it kind of makes sense. I wish you were my math teacher. That requires me to get more education, so I can't do that right now. This is the only thing I could do. After a while, the more you do, the easier it is to figure it out. It's absolutely yes, and yes, you do have to memorize the metric system for this to work. How did I get 4.5? You multiply all the top and then divide it the bottom. So Crystal, yes. So you do 5 times 30 times 40. I don't add the ones in because they don't make a difference. It's going to be just 1. Anything times 1 is going to be itself. And you get that number at the top, and then you do 200 times 2.2 times 3. You get that number at the bottom, divide the top by the bottom. So what I do it the short way. I don't write all those long numbers, because when you have weight-based problems like this, you can get some really, really big numbers. And then what if you were writing down the numbers, right? And you didn't put in 1 in the calculator, or you missed a 0, or you added a 0, that can really change your outcome. So what I do is I do everything inside the calculator. So all of my numbers across the top, I hit multiply in between. And then once I get to the end of the line at the top, I hit divide. And everything on the bottom you put in, and you put divide in between. So it's 5 times 30 times 40, divide 200, divide 2.2, divide 3. And I hit the equal sign 1 time, and that's going to give you your answer. These comments are going really quickly, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's. How did I get the 3 doses? Your 3 doses comes from your frequency, which is your 24 hours divided by your 8 hours, which means that in a whole day, you would give your medicine every 8 hours, which would be 3 doses. So 24 divided by 8 equals 3. Hey MK, can you give the website again for the practice questions? Yeah. So you see the website up there, the www.abrntutoring.com. Just put /resources and it'll pop up, and you can just put your email in, and then you can see all of the files that I upload, and they are free resources. You can print them out, you can share them, it's not that deep. So they are free on the website. Okay. Any tricks for remembering the metric table and rounding? Yes, I do. So for metric, you're really only going to use like 3 in these type of problems, like King Henry or Kevin Hart or whoever have you memorize the prefixes. That's all good, but as long as you know that the base unit is 1, and that there are 1,000 milligrams to equal that base unit, and then 1,000 micrograms to equal that milligram, and then 1,000 base units to equal that kilogram, you're set. All of them are divided by a factor of 1,000, and those are the ones that you use. Okay. Everybody's on the website now. I was able to get the right answer with desire over half. You said it's not recommended for complex problems. No, not you, but a bot. Or I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but if you're not strong at math, it's not really it won't work, because you got to know how to get your desire first. And of course, you would have to multiply your weight by your order, which is 30 milligrams, and then you would have to divide that by 3, and then you could do your desired over half. But if you're not good at math and don't know the steps to get to it, then it's not going to help you. But you can always get what you desire, put it over your half, and then multiply it times your vehicle that it's in. Does dimensional analysis work for all weight-based problems? It absolutely does. Dimensional analysis works for the easiest of metric conversions to the hardest of microgram per kilogram per minute problems. So, and you do it the same exact way. So that's what I like about it, because you don't change it. It works the same way. So we just did safe dose, right? And you see how we set it up with crossing our units out and looking for how many milligrams per dose. It's the same thing. We were looking for a milliliter per dose. We did a reconstitution problem, and we were looking for milliliters. We did it the same way. So that's what I really like about it. I don't hate on desired over half, folks. If you like it, I love it. I want everybody to win, because like I said, I just worked my last shift last night. I need y'all to come on. I'm in these streets now, right? So yeah. Let's see. So if you like desired over half and it's not broke, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep on. But for all entering students or people who are confused and you don't know what to do, I ask you just to give dimensional analysis a try. Like I said, I hated it, but now I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Yep. one. Okay, so you're welcome. You're the best. I swear, math is so hard whenever someone else is trying to explain it. Well, I'm glad it's helping. I graduate in 15 days. Yes, Ashley. Congratulations. What kind of specialty do you want to go into, lady? I'm excited. Make sure you follow Kevin and Nurse Glamber for NCLEX review. They're gonna get you right. When do you know how to round off in real life and what? So you just round off to the 10th, because the pumps that they have in the hospitals, the Alaris pumps, they can round to a decimal place, like when you're doing heparin. And speaking of heparin, I'm supposed to be doing a bolus problem. Let's see. I'll do that, and then I'll come back and do a couple of more of these weight-based kind of problems that'll let you see how to do dimensional analysis, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I got a road trip in the morning on some business, and I got to go to sleep. Okay, so practice questions, and we'll do heparin. So heparin questions often have what's called a bolus part on there. So a bolus, because a lot of people see words and they're like, it's words. Like, no. A bolus is a one-time administration of a medicine. It could be fluid. It could be tube feeding. So it's just one-time administration of whatever it is. It's not going to be a continuous drip like your IV drips, and they just drip, 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 drip over hours, right? It's just going to be a one-time, either by gravity or by IV push or whatever route it's given, okay? So that's what bolus means, all right? So with heparin, so here's your pharmacology for the night, all right? Scroll and see my nursing school savior. Big smile. Oh my gosh. Y'all gonna make me cry today. Like, seriously, don't do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all support. Honestly. Like, y'all are the best. Alright. Okay. I'm a big G. Little G's moving silence. Alright. So heparin. Heparin is a weight-based medicine. So it's going to depend on how much the patient weighs on how much you give to the patient, okay? So heparin, what do we give heparin for? Y'all let me know, because y'all are smart and y'all know things. So let's go over it. What do we give heparin for? You said she crazy. I ain't crazy. Just a little bit. I'm still stuck on Kevin Hart. Somebody said Kevin Hart drink cranberry vodkas or something, all right? So, right, blood clots, anticoagulation. We want to decrease... Yes, we want to alter the bleed time, right? So, DVT prophylaxis. So, this problem right here, blood thinner, right? All of those are exactly, right? So, this person right here has a new onset of AFib. It's an anticoagulant. Absolutely. Boom. So AFib is going to make the heart, because the heart normally goes like lub dub, right? Lub dub, lub dub. So AFib is when those not arteries, the atria are going like, they're not doing lub dub. So when the heart does not pump right, the blood does not flow right. So when the blood does not flow right, what does it do? It clots, right? So if you got a patient that's in AFib, the blood is not flowing right, it's clotting, then it can form a clot. And then that clot can go into systemic, it can travel systemically and go to where? The brain. It can go to the heart. It can go to the lungs, right? And it can kill your patient. So therefore, we need to make sure that these clots are not forming. So we are going to give an anticoagulant. So that's heparin. It's going to be an IV drip. So in order for us to give this therapy to this patient, we need to get it started. We need to get it kick started, right? So that is what's going to be your bolus. That's why you're given a bolus. We're going to draw up from the vial, and we're going to give it, according to the doctor's order, a one-time dose. So that is in the bloodstream. So that is It's gone. Then we want to maintain that level of heparin with a drip that's going to be continuous every hour. And while that patient is on a heparin drip, what do we need to monitor as far as labs go? Heparin level. PTT, exactly. All right, so exactly. APTT. So, or because like that's what I learned when I was in school, and then when I went to work they had something called an anti-XA. I was like, what the freak frag nabbit is that? But it's also another one of your coag labs. Okay, so right, so we need to monitor it to make sure that they're not getting too much, because if they get too much heparin, what's going to happen? They can bleed easily, they can bleed out. If they're not getting enough heparin, then that means that the clots are going to form, right? Boom. So therefore we need to give a bolus to kickstart it, to get it to where it needs to be, and then we have our drip, and that's going to maintain the level. And then we're going to check our blood levels every 6 hours from either the time that you started or the time that you titrate. Titrate is just a word as to change the amount, right? So if it was not enough, then you would titrate it up and you would give them more. If not, then if they had too much, then you'll hold it for however long your protocol says to hold it for, and then start it at probably a lower rate. So you titrate it down. So what I don't want you guys to do is get frustrated and confused and overwhelmed by words, because that's what bolus is. It is just a word that means that it's going to be a one-time administration. Okay, so understand stuff, it helps us to go through these questions and answer it. All right, so boom, the provider has ordered a heparin bolus of 1,500 units. Okay, followed by a continuous IV drip of 13 units per kilogram per hour for a patient with a new onset of AFib. Your patient weighs 182 pounds. You have a heparin vial labeled 1,000 units per milliliter. How many milliliters will you give your patient for the initial bolus? And then what will you set your IV pump at for a continuous drip if your 250 ml bag is labeled 40,000 units of heparin? All right, so the heparin bolus and the heparin drip are two separate entities. Once you draw that bolus up from the vial, which is that, right? Then that's done. Okay? Then we're going to figure out how much to give in our drip. Okay? So the first things first, the bolus. So what is it asking us to find? How many milliliters, right? So that's our goal. ml. So it tells us that we need 1,500 units, okay, and that the vial has 1,000 units per milliliter, okay? So if I'm looking for a milliliter, I'm going to start with my milliliters, right? ml over 1,000 units times my 1,500 units over 1, because it's by itself. Units cross out, and what's left is going to be milliliters. So 1,500 divided by 1,000 is going to be 1.5 milliliters, and that's how much we would give for a bolus. Okay, so now that's done. Okay, we can go to the drip part now, because it says after you give your bolus, you're going to give a continuous IV drip. So the drip, the order for that is your 13 units per kilogram per hour. Your patient weighs 182 pounds, because remember, this is a weight-based program problem. So that's your PPP, right? I said a weight-based program. Lord have mercy. And then what do we have? Our bag. So when you go into your clinicals, you see a bag hanging. So this is the bag of medicine, your 250 milliliter bag that has 40,000 units of heparin in it. Okay? So now we need to set the IV pump. IV pump should be your key word right here. So it's like, okay, IV pump, milliliter per hour, because you can set your pump to milliliters per hour, or if you have a calibrated drip set that's going to go by gravity, that's going to be drops per minute. So milliliter per hour is pump. Gravity set with your drop factor is drop per minute. So our goal is going to be to find how many milliliters per hour. Okay? Now, if we're looking for milliliters, what do we start with? Our milliliters, right? Boom. So 250 ml over 40,000 units, right? Now we've got units at the bottom. We need units at the top. So we'll do 13 units per kilogram per hour. Your units cross out, and now we've got kilogram and hour at the bottom. Hour can stay because that's part of our goal, but the kilograms have got to go. Our patient's weight is in pounds on this one, so we need to put in our conversion. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kilograms crosses out, and then we can put our patient's weight, which is 182 pounds, over 1. Your pounds cross out, and now you have milliliter per hour. And now we can do the math, okay? So we'll do 250 times 13 times 182 divide 40,000 divide 2.2. And I got 6.72 numbers. So if we rounded this to the nearest tenths place, what would our answer be? $6.7. Y'all got it. I like it. Hey, 6.7 milliliters per hour. Now you see this part right here. This part right here can make you or break you. Now you can have this whole problem set up beautifully. Wonderful. Got 6.7 rounded and everything. But if you don't put those units on there, they'll count it wrong. I've seen it happen, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Get in the habit of writing your units. True story. I can't make it up. Why you making me feel like I got this and I haven't even started the program? Because you do. It can all be so simple. But sometimes we rather make it hard. Never forget the units. Exactly. I've gotten a whole problem wrong for not putting milliliter per hour. Write your units. You guys, you gotta write them. Okay, it was okay, I wanted to show you one more problem tonight, and then I'll take some requests for Sunday night. I might come on Saturday morning too. I don't know yet. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, and then we can chit chat about some nursing stuff, and then I'm going to bed. Hey. All right. So somebody was asking me earlier, it's like, does dimensional analysis work for all types of problems? So look at this bad boy right here. Okay. So a client who weighs 86 kilograms is receiving an IV infusion of drug X at 55 milliliters per hour. The IV solution is labeled with the concentration of drug X 500 milligrams per 1,000 milliliters. How many micrograms per kilogram per minute is the client receiving? And we're going to round this to the nearest tenth. Show of ones if you think that you can solve this. Show of two if you think you need a little assistance. And while y'all telling me, I'm gonna look at these other comments up here. I have gotten it. Okay, right there. If I'm taking the HESI, is that how I would answer it, or just put it in numbers? Sol Ramos. I don't know what the Hesse looks like with answering those questions like this. Like I had Hesse in school, but I think they just had like the box where you have to type the numbers in. So if it's not a place to type the units, I think the numbers would suffice. But I think it's more so like on the written exams that I've seen people get it counted off. But you know, just see what the directions are telling you. You can never go wrong with seeing what the directions tell you. What? So multiply the top and divide the bottom. Yep. Mad Buddha abuser. I love it. I failed dosage twice for simple mistakes, but I passed the third time. That's what I'm talking about. Get back up. Don McClurkin. I got 100 in math dosage today, 5 p.m. I got my result at 7. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm so excited. Yes. Nurses cometh. Defeat dosage 2024. Nurse C gets degrees. All right. Or at least pass dosage. What's my website? abrntutoring.com/resources. So I will be opening up my one-on-one private tutoring books soon. So if you want to book a session and you want to study, then they'll be open soon. For right now, you just have to send me a message. You can DM me, or I think my email is right there. Yeah, I don't know. The camera's flipped. I don't know which way to point. But if you send me a message, I try to get back to you within a fair amount of time. All right. So boom. We got some 1s, we've got some 2s, and we've got some 1.5s. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do this, okay? The same exact way that we've been doing the same exact thing all night, okay? What is our goal? You said, yes, please, ASAP. Look, I told you I had some things going on. Some things was thinking. Do you send your TikTok lives? Yes, Fumi. It's on YouTube. It is on the two of you right now. And then once we get done, it'll be live. And my name on YouTube is the same as it is on here. A blessed RN. The same as it is on Facebook. So if TikTok ever disappears, boop, I'm on Facebook as well, and Instagram and YouTube. All right, so what we are looking for is microgram on the top, kilogram and minute on the bottom. Do they have to be in this order? Just as long as your microgram is on the top and your kilogram and your minute is on the bottom. That's it. Okay? So we're going to put our puzzle pieces on the side. And y'all, if you want to use that method, because like I'm a whole big tutor, but I'm still using like putting my stuff on the side so I can know what I am working with, because it kind of gets confusing trying to read the problem and go back in and see what you have. Write your puzzle pieces on the side, and then you can just pick from them and then cross them out as you go. Okay, anything to make it easier. All right, so what are we looking for? We got 86 kilograms. That's by itself. Okay, cool. We know we need a kilogram in there, so we're gonna need it. I don't know how I wrote that K, but let's write that again. All right, 86 kilograms. All right, and then we've got 55 milliliters per hour. So these are things that are go together, that are going together. They're with each other, so keep it together. Milliliter per hour. Okay, and then we've got 500 milligrams per 1,000 milliliters, right? And that looks about like all the puzzle pieces that came in this box, right? So boom, what is the rule? The rule is to start with what we're looking for. And Jana Barrett, you don't want it. Ding, 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 ding. We don't have a microgram nowhere in sight, but we're still going to start with 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. Because you see this puzzle piece right here has your milligrams in it, right? Boom. 1,000 mics is 1 milligram. Now I've got my milligram at the bottom. I could put my milligrams at the top. So 500 milligrams over 1,000 ml. Milligrams crosses out. Now we've got milliliter at the bottom. I need milliliter at the top, right? So we'll do this. 55 mLs over 1 hour. Your milliliters crosses out. All right, so now we've got hour at the bottom. We need minute, right? So we can turn an hour into minutes, right? So we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. Your hours crosses out. Boom. Now we've got minutes. So we've got micrograms at the top. We've got minutes at the bottom. And the only thing left is your kilograms, right? And our weight is already in kgs. So we'll put the 1 on the top this time. Usually we're putting it on the bottom, right? But we want our kilograms to be on the bottom because that's what the goal says to do. We want the kgs on the bottom. So we'll do 86 kgs. And everything is crossed out except for microgram on the top, kilograms, and minutes on the bottom. Boom. And we did that using dimensional analysis, aka the puzzle method. So 1,000 times 500 times 55 divided by 1,000 divided by 60 divided by 86 is going to be 5.329 and all those numbers. All right. So we are going to round this to the nearest tenths place, right? So we're going to the tenths place. That's this one. We round right. So we go 1 decimal place over. This is 2. So 4 and below is 2 to flow, right? So we're not going to go up another one. So it's going to be 5.3 micrograms per kg per minute. All right. So who got it right? And who kind of got a little bit lost in the sauce? I'd rather you be lost here than in the classroom or on the HESI or the ATI. The ending lost me. I love the way you teach. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all. I be trying to break it down, child. Break it down. I actually got it. Wow. Ow. Okay, so what about the ending threw you off? Lost in the sauce. Yes, the sauce. Like after the 60 minutes at the bottom. Okay. So a lot of people was with me. Chief Keef, are you with me? Whatever Kirk Franklin said, right? Oh my gosh, I need to go to bed. Okay. All right, so look. The reason why we put the 1 on the top and the 86 at the bottom is because of the goal. So remember what we've been doing all night? We've been looking to make our puzzle piece look like, we've been working to make our equation look like our goal. So with our puzzle pieces, right? So we had micrograms on the top. Everything else was going along good. Boom, 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 crossing it out. So then we had hour, right? We put hour at the top and 60 minutes at the bottom. So then the only thing left was your kilograms, right? So it's got to go at the bottom too. That's part of your picture. That's part of your goal. That's part of your puzzle, right? So we had 86 kilograms, which is right here. It was already converted. So we didn't have to do a conversion or anything. So all you had to do was put your 86 kgs at the bottom. And remember those problems that we did so far back? And we usually had the 86 kilograms over 1. We just put the 1 on top this time because we needed the kilograms to be at the bottom. Because why? That's what the goal told us we needed to do. You could leave it blank if the 1 throws you off. Yep. The 1 just really helps to show you that it's a placeholder. You know what I'm saying? Because you got all kind of invisible 1s all up and through here. Because like there's a 1 in front of the hour. You know what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't have anything in front of it, it's an understood 1. Okay? thought it was hard, but when I wrote everything out, I got it. Yes, y'all gonna be coming in class and y'all teacher gonna be looking like, who taught you that? And it helps with the crossing out. Yes, exactly. So make sure you are writing your units, and make sure that you're paying attention to your goal, because you see everything I did. I say, okay, micrograms, we already had that. We started with what we're looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. So it was already there. So the only things we were working towards was getting those kilograms and the minutes at the bottom. So everything else had to be on the top and on the bottom, and line it up and cross it out. Just like you can't put a microgram on top of a milligram and cross it out. It has to be the exact same unit. Or you can put it with 86 kgs to 60 minutes, since it, okay, so when you have these lined up, Janet, you're gonna get yourself confused, because these, I guess, fractions, think of them as relationships. Think of them as marriages. So 1 hour is always gonna be 60 minutes. 1 day is always going to be 24 hours. 1 kilogram is going to always equal 2.2 pounds, right? 86 kilograms does not equal 60 minutes, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't do that part. But the rest of it, yeah. I said, well, before I started using like the puzzle piece analogy, I was saying that they were married. So like the micrograms per kilogram per minute, like those type of problems, they were in the 3-way. So you had to always keep them together. You know, the 55 milliliter per hour, they're married, right? So you don't separate them, you keep them together. So if, you know, however you need to get it in your mind that they are together, you don't separate it, but you can flip and you can flop them, boom. I got the process. I just got to understand the problem and how and what to start with. Sweet like tea, start with what you're looking for each and every time, baby. So on this one, we were looking for micrograms. We didn't have micrograms, but we had milligrams. They're cousin, right? But we know that we can put in a conversion and we can start with whatever it is that we're looking for. If you don't have what it is that you're looking for, but you have a unit that can be converted to another one that you have, use a conversion. Like I said, it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Well, no, because you be placing the 86 on top and the 60 on the bottom, and your whole answer would be wrong. Do you record these lessons? Have a YouTube channel, Kira. I think that's how I say Kyra. You lady, Ms. Young. I do have a channel. It's a Blessed RN. It's the same name on here. I thought you'd have to round to the nearest 10th place. What was it? Wouldn't that be 5.33? I think, what was our answer? I don't erased it now. Oh, it was 5.3. So yes, the 10th place is just 1 decimal unit after. So 3 would be 2, because that other 3 is in the hundredths place. Hundredths with the TH on it. What happens to remember the conversion? What you mean? Do you always flip the fraction to cross off for this process? It just depends on what it is that you're looking for. If you need to flip them so that your units will be on the top and on the bottom, then you can flip them. Just don't separate it and just don't use it twice. 5.3, anything after the 10th place disappears. Exactly. I meant, what can we have? Okay, what can you use to remember conversions? Do baby shark do. Oh, buddy. So on the website, /resources, there are cheat sheets with your conversions on there if you want to use those, and practice questions. And there is also a guide to dimensional analysis that shows you exactly what I'm telling you how to do it. It's like a step-by-step, like do this. It's on there. Go check it out. Let me know, give me feedback. Hey, sunshine. My auntie at the door. No, it's not auntie. So my golden doodle got this horrendous haircut, and she looked like somebody auntie with an open face gold who was drinking malt beer, smoking a cigarette in the room, listening to Al Green, and she got this little puffed up fro, and the rest of her hair is gone. I'm just like, I cannot wait till her hair grows back. So until then, she's been called auntie. So anywho, she's at the door. Okay. But yes, go check that out. And then for metric conversion. So remember what I said. You can remember Kevin Hart and King Henry and whoever, but you're really only using these. These. Right? Because you're going from like milligrams to micrograms and grams and kilograms and such. So this is your base unit, and it could be liter, it could be gram, whatever, right? Whatever unit of measure you're using, either mass or volume. So the gram is one unit. So we know that if you're going to milligrams, that's a smaller unit. So think of it like this. If you have a 1 big gram cookie, right, and you crumble it, it will take 1,000 little small microgram crumbs to come together to make 1 big gram cookie. Aha. And just like if you have a 1 milligram cookie and you crumble it, you would have to have 1,000 microgram crumbs to come together to make 1 milligram cookie. And if you have a 1 kilogram cookie and you crumbled it, it would take 1,000 grams to come together to make a 1 big kilogram cookie. I'm not hungry. I just remember stuff like that. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the YouTube off. Thank you for joining in on this session.